What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Party on Broad. Eagles preseason is finally here. We're talking top news and storylines at camp. We're talking Eagles versus Bengals and another Eagles five-pack. Joining us, Rob Lange at Philly_Madness. What's up, Rob?
What's up, guys? Good to be here. Me and Dives were talking before we came on. I guess no news is good news, and that's kind of the way it's been at this camp. We haven't had to do too much. What's going on? Dives is looking around like something's happening.
I'm hearing some feedback. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I am hearing it as well.
Okay. Also
Uh,
joining us, Ryan Reese at Philly Sports PSA. What's up, Ryan?
I hope it's not me, but yeah, I agree. No news, kind of good news. We haven't heard, the super high highs. We haven't heard the super low lows, so I'm all right with that.
All right, let's jump right into the top news of Eagles training camp week 2. Moro Ajoma continues to impress. Per Jimmy Kemsky of Philly Voice, he's been the standout yet again in week 2. I think from start to finish, this guy is arguably the biggest winner so far at Eagles training camp. Ryan, could Ajomo be the breakout star of 2025?
Yeah, obviously. I think we all kind of looked at him as the next man up in the revolving door that is that kind of third D tackle that just seemingly goes above and beyond almost every year, every other year, pretty much. So he kind of fits, all of the criteria for that to happen. Obviously, I think we all, um, were impressed with what he's done so far as, such a late round pick coming out of Texas. And yeah, hopefully this is the year that he finally gets a chance to fully do what he's capable of doing.
What about you, Rob?
yeah, look, I think I've said this once. I'll say it a million times. I think Morajoma can be just as productive as Milton Williams because of who he's playing next to. When you play next to Jalen Carter, your game gets upped just that much. We found the culprit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Ryan. What a jerk. uh, yeah, and I'm glad to see it. I'm glad, but it's got to happen in game action. So, we got to see it once game time rolls around. It's going to be very interesting to see how they handle the defense in the preseason because it's such a young defense. Are these guys going to play or not? So I'm looking forward to seeing that as we get started here.
Yeah, I'm really curious how much this guy plays against the Bengals. You look at last year, small sample size, but Ajomo was right there in terms of pass rush win rate, pass rush grade with Milton Williams, who obviously got the bag from the New England Patriots this offseason. So for me, I can't wait to see what this kid's got. He's extremely well balanced, tons of length. We already know he's a very good run defender, but his growth, leaps and bounds as a pass rusher is really exciting. All right, let's roll on to our second top story. Kendall Green officially moved to left guard as a backup, cementing Tyler Steen as your starting right guard of 2025. Rob, your thoughts?
I think we all kind of saw this coming. We thought it was his job to lose, not necessarily he had to go win it. And he's played well enough at this point to win the job in camp. You know, I, I still think it's going to always be a situation in flux. If he's not playing well, I don't think that they're going to hesitate to try something different. But as we've said, I hope it works. I hope he can play because you let Mekhi Becton go. And I understand, but if you did that, you really need to make sure that it's solidified because obviously with this team and the way you run the football, you need the offensive line to be, working on all cylinders from the get-go.
Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've kind of hoped this would be the case the last couple of years. Different circumstances, kind of happen, but we're here, and hopefully Steen can step up and not be that kind of weak link in this very impressive offensive line. So, and hopefully, playing in between, Cam Jurgens and the Hall of Famer Lane Johnson can mitigate some, of maybe the early kind of mistakes he may go through. But yeah, I'm excited to see him take the job and run with it.
Yep. Next up, Josh Uche is a guy that's been playing very well at camp the last few days. I think edge rusher was arguably my biggest concern of Eagles training camp. Not so much a concern, but as a position that I really need to see guys step up. And Aziz Ojulari hasn't really done a lot. And meanwhile, Josh Uche, a guy that is, I think, only still 26 years old, has been outplaying him and might be edge rusher 3 on this roster, which is a little bit of a surprise considering I had Ojulari pegged for that spot. Ryan, do you have any thoughts on that? You're muted, man.
Unbelievable.
Sorry. Well, listen, you kept saying it was me, and it wasn't, but whatever. Yeah, listen, I think we all kind of just assumed when, the dust settled that Uche might be the odd man out, with Ojolari and some of the edge rushers that we already have. And it's really nice to hear that Uche isn't going down without a fight, obviously. And it's not just a predetermined thing. And that only strengthens that group. So hopefully he's able to push the rest of the guys and Ojolari and anybody else that is vying for playing time.
Yeah, he's got solid numbers. He had a 17.2% pass rush win rate in 2024. That was 14th best among all edge defenders with at least 90 pass rushing snaps. The biggest question mark for Uche is his run defense. That is what I'll be watching against the Bengals. Rob, any thoughts on Uche?
Yeah, I think their hope was Uche or Ojolari. One of them worked out. I think that we all thought that maybe Ojolari was going to have the upper hand, and who knows? He still may. You like you said, you get into game action, and if he's not stopping the run, and Ojolari is better against the run, then things could change very quickly. But look, they need depth. They just need as many edge rushers that are being successful on this team. So if Josh Uche is going to be one of them, I'm all for it. I want it to happen as much as the next guy.
Yep. Yas chimes in saying Steen has been looking better through the second week of camp. Kendall Lamb has really struggled from what I'm reading. We've got Little G in the house. What's going on, Little G? Go Birds. Little G is going to be an uncle again. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Let's roll on to the cornerback spot outside of Quinyon Mitchell. No real changes or recent developments when it comes to Ringo versus Adoree Jackson. If the season started tomorrow and you're Vic Fangio, Rob, who you got?
I think it's Adoree Jackson. Keely Ringo has got to do something to separate himself, which he clearly has not, according to reports of camp. And until he does, Vic's going to trust the veteran. He's proven that in the past. He's done that in the past. I don't think that Vic's going to force Keely into that role if Adoree Jackson is playing better. I think it's as simple as that.
I'm with you. I think the bad news here is with Keely not winning the starting position potentially is I don't like his versatility on defense, especially at cornerback. I think he's a great athlete, but I really question he has enough wiggle to get snaps in the slot. And I think Adoree just has a little more versatility there. Keep Keely at special teams, of course. He's a killer there. But I think Adoree has just a slight peg up compared to Keely Ringo. What about you, Ryan?
I'm gonna disagree here. Obviously Fangio's this coming into his second year, and so is Ringo, and learning this system that is, as we've only been told, very difficult to learn. And you're having a guy, while he may be a veteran, he is also very new to this defense, and at least Ringo has the leg up in that department. where he is familiar. He is not only familiar with the system, but familiar with the other players on the field. So I think if all is equal, I personally would go with Keeley, just given the fact that honestly, I think the fact that his lack of versatility might actually be all right, and then you can have Adoree kind of wherever you needed him as kind of that dime guy. So yeah, I go Keeley right now.
Okay. All right. Rolling on running back 2 seems to be locked in for Will Shipley. Sorry, Ryan. He clearly smoked Jahad Campbell on a wheel route earlier this week, or I guess last weekend. Um, Showing nice chemistry with Jalen Hurts. He also had some nice blitz pickups, and that was the thing that has stood out to me in some of these reports. To be determined if he can be consistent as a pass protector, but I think he's locked in as Kenny Gainwell's replacement as a rusher and receiver on third downs. Thoughts, Ryan?
I mean, I don't know. This isn't very exciting, to be perfectly honest. It's we're talking about a backup running back, and yes, while Will Shipley is it's a great story and it's fun to kind of see him out there, but you know, again, I don't want to see him out there. You know what I mean? Like I don't mean that in any disrespect, because normally when I hate a backup running back, I'll let you know. I don't hate Will Shipley. I just don't necessarily want to see him. If I'm going with a change of pace, I'll gladly take AJ Dillon just barreling through the line for a couple of plays to give Saquon a break. But other than that, give the ball to Saquon.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Ben Van Sumeren.
Oh
Just
God, no,
for
of
a
course
second.
not. Why would I say that? I'm not ridiculous.
I don't know. The Eagles are pretty dominant with the pistol offense. I'd like to see more of that with 2 running backs. And I think Shipley's a great fit there. Rob?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a lock in yet. Honestly, I don't know
Okay.
if it's a lock in yet. I think what you have is a guy in AJ Dillon coming back off of a neck injury. Maybe he's a veteran. Maybe they're not giving him as much in camp right now to try and make sure that he can maintain health. Um, but with that said, kind of like what Ryan said, whoever this is just a guy so that we can take a little bit of the load off of Saquon Barkley at times. And whoever is in there just needs to be able to, pass block, catch the ball out of the backfield, and hit the holes. The offensive line will do the most for you. So I still think it's a competition. I want to say it's a lock at this point. I
Okay.
think they're just protecting A.J. Dillon because of the neck injury. But I guess time will tell.
Next up, Jahad Campbell. He's been killing it as a pass rusher on the edge. He's been killing it against the run, but he's also struggled in coverage. He's the one that gave up that touchdown to Will Shipley on that wheel route. Any concerns about him in coverage and that versatility you need in a Vic Fangio defense? And do you expect him to play week 1 in preseason? A guy that got on the field way sooner than we expected. Personally, I hope he doesn't play. Rob?
I have no concern. I don't have concerns. I think it's he's a rookie. There's going to be plays that he misses, that he gets beat on, and we're going to have to understand that he's going to be learning on the fly, because come week 1 of the regular season, I believe he's starting next to Zach Bond, and I don't think there's any question outside of injury that that's the case. Are they going to play him a few plays Thursday night? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not this first game. Maybe they give it to him in the second game. But like I said, the offense, how the offense is going to be handled as far as players and who's going to play. The defense is a different animal because of how young it is. I think somebody said this week that Zach Bond is the oldest starter at 28 years old on the defense. So, these guys got to get reps. So even if Jahad Campbell plays on Thursday, I can't see it being more than a series or two, just to get his feet wet, get him in there, in the game, in the trenches, and that sort of thing. So, but all in all, I don't have concerns that he got beat by Will Shipley on a play in camp, and he has been all over the field.
Ryan, any thoughts?
Yeah, again, he's a rookie, and adjusting to the speed of the NFL is always, takes some time, and it's not the same for everybody. Um, I do expect him to play. I mean, again, are we? From what I understand, he's okay and cleared from the previous injury. I mean, if that wasn't the case, he wouldn't be out there so much. So I'd like to see him more than just a few series. Honestly, I'd love to get him some good reps. Him and Trot, just play them 90% of the game. I'm good with that.
All right. Next up, love me some Jeff Stoutland University. I think so far, without question, the biggest development on the O line has been Miles Hinton, the Eagles' day 3 draft pick. He's been getting a lot of development as the Birds swing tackle, which was a low-key important role for the Birds last year when you consider how important Fred Johnson was to the group in 2024. But you look at Miles Hinton, he played both sides of the O-line, right tackle, left tackle at Michigan and Stanford. Ryan, any thoughts on Miles Hinton being kind of the guy?
Yeah, he's been impressive, which is great. I think there's a lot of younger guys that are kind of second, third stringer guys that you're really hoping that one or two of them were going to step up during this training camp, and Hinton seems to be that guy right now, which is great because you want someone to be the one who stepped up. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of see him actually in the game, and see kind of how he plays in this first preseason game. That's for sure.
Rob?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think when they took the 2 day 3 tackles, your hope was that one of them could be someone who could contribute as a backup in that Fred Johnson role. They needed to replace somebody there. I know they signed a couple veterans, but if it could be a young guy, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people had a lot of good things to say about Hinton after they drafted him. I think his father played. Is that correct? Was Hinton the one whose father was an NFL player?
Yeah.
So, he's got the pedigree and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, look, anywhere on this roster where young guys can contribute is a help to this roster because then you could give the big money to the older guys and the veterans that you want to keep here, for the next few years while this window's open to go and win, 4 championships in a row, which is what the Eagles are planning on doing.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. That went over Dives' head. Dives didn't even hear that one.
Didn't even hear it. No.
I was looking up Kendall Lamb's contract, who signed for just 1 year.
Yeah.
It feels like Kendall Lamb will be the swing tackle with Miles Hinton coming in for 2026. What?
Yeah.
Did you guys make a joke at me? I totally
Not at you. I just said the Eagles are going for 4 championships in a row.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. What else?
By the fourth one, we'd all be like, yeah. So what? Winning Super Bowls is hard.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to camp surprises. Rob, any camp surprises for you?
I think the surprise for me isn't a player; it's how quiet it's been. Like hasn't been anything, and I'm not saying it's a bad surprise. Like you could be Dallas right now, or you could be Washington right now, where your stars are just causing havoc, and then in Dallas, your idiot owner making comments that just are so stupid that you just add fuel to the fire. It's so nice to try to just have this training camp where the guys are working, they're doing what they need to be doing. The bumps and bruises are there. Some guys have missed practices, but obviously that's going to happen as long as they're not lingering serious injuries. That's what you want. But I think that I expected, I guess, a little more news about some of those battles that we talked about, the corner battle, the safety, but you're just not hearing much right now. So, I think that's my biggest surprise is just how quiet it has been surrounding Eagles camp. Maybe Ryan can break a story tomorrow.
Ryan, any thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to piggyback right up for Rob there. It's the second half of what you just said was kind of where I was going to focus is these battles that we've been talking about. Oh, somebody just did something. What do we got?
Harrison Bader's first hit as a Philly in his 8th at bat, a 3-run home run in the 6th inning
Yeah.
to put the Phillies up 6-3.
There you go. Good job there, Bader.
He belted that too. Sorry.
No, you're good. No, yeah, Rob's right. These camp battles, the right guard, the linebacker, the corner, the safety, like we just haven't honestly, what have you heard about the safety position? Nothing. Like literally nothing. We obviously know about Drew Makuba. He's been a little banged up here and there, but outside of that, you really haven't heard much from Tristan McCollum or Sidney Brown or anything. So Rob's right though. I'd rather this be a very quiet camp. Let the rest of the NFC East be a dumpster fire of ridiculousness, while we can just stay quietly and focused on winning our second of apparently 4 in a row.
Yes, 4 in a row.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll on to Eagles 5-pack. Rob, you are up first.
Yes.
This is where I ask Rob
Rob's always first.
to rank these 5 things without knowing the next one. Rob, rank these 5 coaches, 5 Eagles coaches without knowing the next one. What comes next? 1 through 5. Jim Johnson.
Man, that's a tough one to start with. Jim Johnson was one of my all-time. I mean, that guy was so aggressive as a blitzer. He was the first guy to send the double corner blitz where he blitzed both corners at the same time. No one had done that before Jim Johnson. So I'm gonna go Jim Johnson at 2. Because I want to leave that one spot open because I feel like you're going to have somebody that I almost have to put there.
All right. Nick Sirianni.
He's my guy. He's my guy. All right. He's my guy. I can't put him at number 1 quite yet. But listen, what this guy has done, okay, and I've been on this from the get-go. What he has done since he got here has not been done. He's gone to the playoffs every year. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. No, I don't think there's another Eagles coach who's coached in 2 Super Bowls as the Eagles head coach. He's already won 1. He's got one of the best winning percentages. So I mean, look, God, it would be such. I am so against the history of this is the closest thing to my history, but I'm going to do it. Screw it. Sirianni's 1.
Wow.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Oh, the hater in dives is spinning in his own grave.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I don't even care. It's going to kill me, but I'm doing it.
All right, next up, Andy Reid.
Yeah, see, I was holding it for Andy Reid because Andy was the one who kind of flipped Eagles football back around to something that we were all proud of. But he didn't win the big one here, guys. He won all his big ones in Kansas City. He didn't win the big one here. And I think that's always going to be a stain on the time here. Now, look, most people will say you put Andy over Nick, and I understand that in the grand scheme of things. But sitting here today, I can't do it. Andy goes at 3.
Andy at 3. So you
Now,
got
you're
4.
going to hate these next 2, aren't you?
You got 4 and 5 left.
Yeah.
Next up, Vic Fangio.
Oh, my God, I hate you.
I have a feeling I know who the last one is, too.
God, I'm just putting the last one up. I'm not going to put Vic at 5. I can tell you that. I'm just not going to do that to the guy. I gotta put. I know. There's a lot of things that are going to happen here, but I'm gonna put Vic at 4 because
you're going to directly regret this.
I will regret it. This is a tough one because all of these guys could be 1 in their own right. By the way, every single one of them could be 1.
What's going on, E-Money? All right, number 5, Jeff Stoutland.
Nah, I knew it.
Well,
how dare you put
Jeff
coach?
Stoutland. What do you want me to do? I don't have a spot for him. Listen, he's a position coach. He's a position. Now, look.
Oh, really?
You just named probably the top 5 coaches in Eagles history when it comes to all around. So there was going to be mess ups anyway. But what I like is that they would be the top 5 coaches, in my opinion, in Eagles history right now. People might want to put Dick Vermeil and stuff like that. No. These
Dougie
5
P?
guys. No, because Dougie P was a no.
Won the
He was a
big one.
product, and he was a product of his coordinators, and it was proven when Frank Reich was out the next year, and he didn't know what the hell to do with his offense. I will never, and the fact that he wrote a book after
Give
winning
him
one Super
credit.
Bowl and acted like he was the man. I just can't. So I won't even put him in the top 5. So look, there was no way to win this one, but I'm glad they were the 5 coaches that I got to talk about.
Ryan, how would you rank the top 3? Personally, I would do Jim Johnson, I would do Jeff Stoutland, and then I'd probably go Vic Fangio.
For
Yeah, I
1,
think
2,
that's
3?
Yeah.
I think the only one that Rob got right was putting Jim Johnson number 2.
Okay.
And I would put Stoutland 1, and I would put Sirianni 3.
Wow. I love it. Carlos, what's going on, Carlos? Saying, I'm confident we'll be back at this year's Super Bowl, barring any injuries. I have all the faith in Jalen to lead us back. Love it, Carlos. Thanks for joining.
Love it. Yeah,
All right,
appreciate
Ryan, you up? You
it.
ready?
Yeah, well, listen, I can't do any worse than that, so here we go.
All right, Ryan. Rank these Eagles players on the bubble with the greatest chance to make the final roster, 1 through 5, without knowing the next one.
So 1, making the roster, 5, not shot in hell. Got it.
All right, Eli Ricks.
Man, that's tough because it is a crowded room. I'm gonna go 4. I just think it's a numbers game for Rick, sadly.
All right, Kenyon Green.
I think that's a 2.
Wow.
I don't think you traded him, given the fact that he is, high draft pick. You have the best coach on the offensive line. If he can't do it, no one can. So why not make reclamation project out of this guy and give him more time to learn under the best coach?
All right. You got 1, 4, and 5 left. Anaya Smith.
I have 1, 3, and 5.
1, 3, and 5?
Yeah, I put 4. I put first one 4. Anaya Smith, man, that's rough. Considering I haven't heard his name one single time this training camp, I'm gonna put him at a 5, unfortunately.
Harrison Bryant.
I've been hearing good things. He actually had a really good day yesterday. And that was honestly the first time a tight end had really been mentioned. So it's either 1 or 3, I guess. So I'll say 1. I'll say 1,
Harrison
honestly.
Bryant? Wow.
Yeah, I think he's the 3rd tight end.
And then Terrace Marshall.
Damn it. I would have flip-flopped that, but 3 is not bad. I think there's still an outside shot that even with Marshall doing every single thing in his power to make this team, that again, it's kind of a numbers game. They could go, with, the Johnny Wilsons of the world and Avery Williams as well. So it could be a weird numbers game for him, but all accounts say he should be good to go to make this team.
All right, Rob, you're up next. Ready?
Yep.
Rank these Eagles bets that are most likely to be true, 1 through 5, without knowing the next one. Eagles bets.
Okay.
The Eagles will be the only NFC East team in the playoffs.
I'm going to go with 3 because I still believe in the Commanders taking a step backwards.
Okay? Jalen Carter, NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, it's one that I wish was true. I just don't think that he's going to get the votes I think that somebody else, in a sexier position or an edge rusher getting more sacks. So I'll put that at 4.
Wow. Okay. Jalen Hurts leading the NFL in rushing touchdowns.
Oh my God. That's a great one. That is a great one because of the tush push. Like, where was he this year?
He was like
Where
only
was
a
he?
few behind.
He was only a few behind.
Mhm.
Oh my God. I think they're going to make it a point to tush push even more because the league was trying to be babies this year. So I'll give that a 2. I'll put that up at 2.
Wow. Okay.
I love that. Big babies this year.
Yeah.
Pop Man says Jalen Carter's a 90 overall on Madden.
Should be a 98.
I don't understand, but it's what it is. 15 combined sacks by Nolan Smith and Jalen Hunt in 2025.
So that would be like an average of 7.5 each. I have 1 and 5 left. Screw it. That's 1. I think
Okay.
I think that'll happen. I like the 1 there. I really do.
Okay. And then last but not least, 3,900 total passing yards by Hurts this season, which would be the most in his career.
Yeah, so I'm fine putting that down at 5. Oh my God, the Phillies just hit a grand slam.
Nuh-uh.
What?
Was it
What?
They're
Schwarber?
up- Schwarber at a
Schwarber.
grand slam. They're up 11-3.
Kyle freaking
So it
Schwarber.
was 3-3. Bader hits
It
a
was
3-run
3-3.
dong, and then everybody's going.
It's all in the 6th inning, by the way. 3 different pitchers.
Was that his
They've
second
scored-
home run of the game?
Yeah, they've scored 8 runs in the 6th inning. Literally coming on here, I'm like, I'm so sick of these guys not hitting the ball.
Where is
This happens.
Schwarber in MVP voting? He's got to be.
He's got to be
40.
close now because he just, by hitting 2 tonight, I think he is the
Hit 40.
leader in the NL.
That's
I think
crazy.
he's the NL
Yeah.
leader right now.
Yeah, he's 40.
Because
He's
that Cal,
40 now.
Cal Raleigh's got 42 or 43.
That's
And,
insane.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, so I'll put that at 5 just because I'm a believer that you don't have to all of a sudden just force yourself to throw the ball more. Do what you do best and let him throw the ball 22, 23 times a game, and he won't get to that 3,900. So I'm good with that.
Per Pump Man, Q and Cooper 85 and 84 with Jair Alexander a 91. Q's going to be like mid 90s next year. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. Last but not least, here we go. Rank these Eagles players under 25 years old with the highest ceiling, 1 through 5, without knowing the next one. Highest ceiling. Jalen Hunt.
Yeah. Damn. Okay, you're gonna hate me here. I'm gonna say 5.
Really?
I have a feeling you are going to name me 4 more people that I
Okay.
like much better than Jalen Hunt.
Wow. All right. Next up, Jordan Davis.
Oh heck yeah, number 3. Lost 26 pounds, baby. Let's go.
Number 3, Keely Ringo.
4.
All right. Moro Ojomo.
Now, are you the type to sandbag this whole entire thing and put somebody that's like
I don't
well head and shoulder above everybody? Or are you one to tease a little bit? I'm going to say number 2.
Number 2,
Yeah.
Jahad Campbell.
See? Right here, baby. Right here, baby. Number 1.
That's a good
And the
list.
list
That's a good
perfect.
list.
Yeah.
Let's
Well
go.
played, Ryan. Well played. All right, guys. That wraps up Party on Broad for tonight. Rob, final thoughts, Eagles versus Bengals. Let's get out of here.
Hey, we got real football this week, boys. All right, I'm excited to watch, excited to talk about it next week with you guys. We'll actually have something to talk about for once, so I'm excited to go.
Ryan.
Are you going to the game?
No, no.
Oh,
I don't do that anymore. I'm 41 years old. I don't do that anymore.
excited to
No.
go. Well, I'm 44 and I'm at every damn game, so
You're
but
much younger than me at heart, I guess.
okay, apparently. Yeah, listen, it's exciting to have some actual football. I know, we had that Lions Chargers games, but after like 3 seconds, I stopped watching. But I actually care about the people in this game, so I will be watching. I also will be down at training camp tomorrow, so I'm really hoping to not only learn a little bit more about what's going on, maybe get some good film, maybe talk to some people. Who knows? Maybe I'll talk to my man Jordan Davis and have him, give me a shout out to say F Rob.
I love it. Love it.
Let's
It's
go.
unbelievable. This is
All right,
unbelievable.
all right, guys.
I
That
mean,
wraps.
wouldn't you cherish that? Having a video of just
Great.
Jordan Davis.
No,
Hey,
because you're
Rob.
gonna tell him a lie. You're gonna tell him a lie about me. So no, I
Love it.
want it.
All right, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Tons of Eagles content coming at Eagles Pinpoint Network. Quick reminder: we'll be doing halftime and post-game live starting Thursday, as we will for the rest of the season. Also, starting next week, Ryan and I will be doing our college football NFL draft show starting next week, talking Eagles draft targets every week. So be on the lookout for that. And thank you everyone for watching. He is Rob Lange at Philly_Banis. Ryan at Philly PS Sports PSA. I'm Mr. Crockpot. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay